Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you are all fine. This is Pooja Ghosh. Welcome to my channel Sabki Pathshala. This channel is all about career and education routine. So what are you waiting for? Let's start.
Today I am going to teach you chapter number 2, History, What, Where, How and When of class 6. Before watching this video, please subscribe my YouTube channel Sabki Pathshala and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you never miss an upload and get a notification as soon as a new video is posted. Let's start. So, these are the terms through which we can understand our history. What refers to the sources of history that helps us in knowing about what happened in the past. Where indicates the places that were inhabited by the early men. How means the different means through which we can know about our past. When mentioned in the title of the chapter refers to the time frame under the study of history. The time frame under study. Writing years with AD, BC, BCE and CE. The abbreviation of AD is Anno Domini, means in the year of Lord Christ, and denotes of the Christian era. It is written before the year. The abbreviation of BC, before Christ, is written after year. For example, AD 2001 and 487 BC, 487 before Christ. And AD is written before the year 2001 and BC is written after year 487. Using BCE and CE. The abbreviation BCE, before Common Era, and CE, Common Era, can be used to replace BC and AD. We can replace BC by BCE and AD by CE. BCE and CE are written after the year. For example, 2017 CE is the same as AD 2017. 487 BCE is the same as 487 BC. Number 2. History, what, where, how and when. The term when mentioned in the title of the chapter refers to the time frame under the study of history. Where indicates a place that were inhabited by the early man. To know why early people lived in those particular places, we will also have to study the geographical framework of our subcontinent. By how we mean the different means through which we can know about our past, and what refers to the sources of history that helps us in knowing about what happened in the past. Thus, in this section, we shall study the various sources of this history. Let's come to the time frame under study. If somebody asks your date of birth, what would you say? Suppose you say 15/4/2015. Then, do you know how these days, months and years are counted? So, in history also, we notice dates, years, decades, centuries, etc. For example, 273 BC or AD 711. What does BC and AD means? How is it calculated? These dates or years are counted from the assumed date of birth of Jesus Christ, who was the founder of Christianity. So, students, who was the founder of Christianity? Yes, Jesus Christ, who was the founder of Christianity. BC in the bracket BCE. BC stands for before Christ. All dates before the birth of Christ are expressed in BC. They are counted backwards. For example, 273 BC. It means 273 years before the birth of Christ. BCE stands for before Common Era. BCE is also used instead of CE. But since Christian era is now used in most countries of the world. We use BC, AD in the bracket CE. AD stands for two Latin words Anno Domini, that means in the years of the Lord Christ. CE also used in place of AD. It stands for Common Era. All the dates or years after the birth of Jesus Christ are expressed in AD. I repeat, all the dates or years after the birth of Jesus Christ are expressed in what? Yes, AD. These years are counted forward. For example, 2011 can also be written as AD 2011. That is, 2011 years after the birth of Jesus Christ. To find out the difference between two dates that are either both in BC or both in AD, we subtract the smaller date from the bigger one. As we know, we subtract the smaller date from the smaller digit from the bigger. For example, the time difference between 2000 BC and 500 BC equal to what? 2000 BC minus 500 BC equal to 1500 years. Similarly is in the case of AD also. On the other hand, to calculate the time difference between two dates, where one is in BC and the other is in AD, we add two dates. We add the two dates. Remember, in case of calculating the time difference between two dates where one is in BC and other is in AD, we add the two dates. For example, time difference between 500 BC and AD 1500. Look, 500 BC means before Christ and AD means after the birth of Jesus Christ. AD 1500 equal to 500 years plus 1500 years equal to 2000 years. Okay, so in this case we have to add. Now come to the BP. What is BP? Sometimes BP, that is before present, is also used to denote past events. For the convenience of the study, we assume 2000 AD/CE as present age. In India, we began to use these terms about 200 years ago. We come to know about 200 years ago with the influence of Britishers, because Britishers used to follow Christianity, so they used to follow Christian calendars. Earlier, we calculated dates according to Bikram Samvat. Okay, remember this name. Come to the topic geographical framework. This is very important. The history of a place is influenced greatly by its geography. The geographical factors determine the development of a particular area. The areas where the environment is favorable are densely populated. Their culture is also affected by outside influences or foreign travelers. As we know that the land surface of the earth covers around 30% of its area. However, only around 11% of the land surface can be comfortably inhabited by humans. There are many human and physical factors that affect population density across the world. Physical factors that affect population density include water supply, climate, relief, that is shape of the land, vegetation, soils, and availability of natural resources and energy. Human factors that affect population density include social, political, and economic factors. Like suppose mountainous areas make it difficult to construct buildings and roads. Areas with extreme climates such as hot and cold deserts make it difficult to grow crops and access water. A lack of natural resources in an area presents significant challenges to economic development. Floodplains present the risk of flooding, so building on them is often prohibited. So, a good transport infrastructure attracts a high population density as people are able to travel and commute easily. It also allows the free movement of goods, which leads to the development of industry, providing jobs to people in the local area. That's why people migrate from one place to another. People comes from village to the town for the sake of job and livelihood. Okay, people who lives in mountain areas come to the town or in any developed area. People comes from different areas. They meet with each other. So we are all influenced by the culture of everyone. Where did people live? On the basis of the analysis of the geographical framework of our subcontinent, we can easily understand that early people lived mainly in the following places. Like bank of Narmada. The areas traces the habitation of the earliest people of subcontinent. For several thousand years, people lived along the banks of river Narmada. They were skilled gatherers, that is, gatherers of food. They collected roots, fruits, and many other forests produced for food. The vast wealth of the plants scattered around in the surrounding forest areas was very well known to them. The areas along the Suleiman and Kirthar hills. These areas are located northwest of the subcontinent. These are some of the places where people first started growing crops like wheat, and barely around 8,000 years ago, people also started rearing animals such as sheep, goats, and cattle. Come to the point, the areas along the Vindhyas and the Garo hills. These were some of the areas where agriculture developed. The north of the Vindhyas was a place where rice was first grown. So these were some of the areas where agriculture developed. The north of the Vindhyas was a place where rice was first grown. Banks of the Indus and its tributaries. Some of the earliest cities flourished on the banks of these rivers around 4,700 years ago. Banks of the Ganga and its tributaries. About 2,500 years ago, cities developed on the bank of Ganga and its tributaries and along the sea coasts also. In ancient times, there was a large and powerful kingdom named Magad. It was situated to the south of the Ganga and along its tributary, Son. Its rulers were very powerful and set up a large kingdom. Kingdoms were also set up in the other parts of the country as well. In the next video, I will teach you why do people travel nowadays. That's all for today's video. Thank you.